This is chapter 3 of the C# handbook. Now this is very similar to the last chapter, so there's not a lot to cover. And some of it doesn't really apply until you've done some extra work later on. Right, so what you need is the C# handbook. Either you can get it from OneNote and you can open it in Word if you want as well by going to the top of the document and then opening it there. Right, so we talked about variables last lesson, and there's two types. You can have global or local. We're just going to be using local for now. So until we do functions, talking about global and local is not really going to make any sense. There is the data types that you can use. There's more than that actually, but I think you get an idea. Now, the ones we generally use are int, nice and short, double, string, bool, char. Those are the ones we generally tend to use. Okay, but I mean, people are right and they say, oh, okay, if you're storing an age, really, you just use byte. We could do, but I mean, there is an argument for saying, well, actually, that causes a lot of trouble. You have to do a lot of casting and things like that. It creates a bit of unnecessary complication. There's some examples of strings there. We talked about last lesson, and using a string there, we can join strings up just like we could with adding. But when you use the plus sign here, it will output Dave Green in full name because it's concatenating or joining rather than adding. All right. A char is a single character, but that's denoted literal there by a single quote, not a double. A bool, short for boolean, is either true or false, and that's all it can hold. That will become more about that when we do if statements. And I've just noticed the word Visual Basic again needs to go. Now, as I say, we'll be dealing more with these later. So ands is two ampersands, or is two pipe symbols. That's the caret symbol or the hat for exclusive or. But we'll deal with those more later on. Now the dates there, you can do quite good stuff with dates. So you can say today equals system.date.now, and then you can make tomorrow today equals today.adddays1 and things like that, which is quite good. Now constants, here's a program. So the idea of a constant is something that you can't change, or the only place you can change it. You certainly can't change when you're running the program, so I can't change that. So let's just add that in. Put this bit of programming here. So yeah, so let's get all of that. And let's check it over there. Right. So what do we have here then? Well, we have this now. Notice it's declared outside main. Okay. Now, if I try and go VAT equals something else, 0.4 for instance, it's not going to let me do that. Okay. It's come up there. You can't do that. Okay. Now, if imagine this was a big program and VAT was used lots. This is only a small program. And the VAT changed because it does change every now and again. So 175, it was 17.5% for a long time. Then we just change it once, and every time we use the word VAT, then or the constant, the new value will be done. Okay, so that's the point of that. Now there's a couple of other things there. You notice we've got N2 there, so we've got colon after the variable tax. That means it's two decimal places. C means that it's going to be doing its currency. So what that does, it just gets the local currency, in this case pounds, formats it to two decimal place. So you get the pound sign automatically. So we're doing 17%, so we did 100 there. So notice there's 17.50, and then there's a pound sign in front of that one. Okay. It's straightforward. Now. Okay, so the advantages of named constants, as it says there, Right. Okay. Now that's all there really is to this. I mean, as I say, there's not much more. We'll be looking at more of the sort of ands and ors when we do if statements. There are a lot of exercises on this one. They are fairly straightforward, and again, you need to update them, upload them to your OneNote when you finish them as one zip. Okay, that's all there is for this one. As I say, it's fairly straightforward.